Hey guys, I hope we're all good. I just wanted to put a quick video together on how I use ManyChat, as I've had a few people reach out to me lately. But what I'm going to do is start right from the beginning for anyone who wants to basically set ManyChat up. Just make sure you speak with your coach first, as they're the ones who will have to change your link on your landing page. Firstly then, what we're going to do is go to ManyChat.com. We're going to want to get started with a free account. Now you're going to want to set up with your Facebook, sign in with Facebook. Now this is going to take me straight to mine, as I've already got an account set up. So what you're going to want to do is just basically connect your page, and wherever it says do you want to upgrade to Pro, you're going to want to do that straight away, because we're not going to be able to use some of the features we need to use without a Pro account. So once you sign up, you should come to a basically like a home screen like this. Now with the video I would have attached a shared document. I'm going to need you to open that, because it's got my flows and sequences on there, which you will need to upload. If it's not there, just drop me a message and I'll send it over to you. Okay, so if we go back to ManyChat, go on to automation on the left, click sequences. Now we're going to need to create a sequence for each of these flows. Okay, so all we have to do is create a sequence, copy and paste the title in, and create. I'm not going to do it because I've already got all mine created. So once you've done this, you should have 8 sequences. Don't worry that I've got more, because I'm doing a few extra things, but there'll be an extra video to that. Okay, so that's all you have to do there. So now if we go over to the shared document, and what I need you to do is open each of these links. I need you to save to ManyChat. Now it will come up with your name, and you just click save flow. Again, I'm not going to do this because I've got them all in there ready. Now once you've done that to all of them, if you go back to your ManyChat and we go on to flows and we click imports, you should have 8 flows uploaded. Okay, so then now what we need to do is go to settings, click on custom fields, and what we need to do is create a new user field, and we'll call this date and time. Date and time is the type. Okay, and just click create. Again, I'm not going to do this, I've already got one set up. I'll explain in detail exactly what this does when we're creating the flows. Okay, so if we go to the flows, click on imports, and then we'll click on the first one, which is clicked I got it. Now what this is going to do is it's going to import all my messages, but what you're going to have to do is create the actions for them. So if you want to change anything here, then yeah, feel free. It's pretty simple. You just click on it and type in whatever you want. Make it a bit more personal. So if we go back to my shared document and we open up the clicked I got it link, and what I need you to do is basically just copy what I have set on here. So drag that to there. Zoom in. So to start off with, then we want to subscribe the user to the 1 hour follow-up. Okay, so if we click 1 hour follow-up, did not click I got it, and then they're going to get sent this message. Now if they click right now, we want to click in here, subscribe them to sequence. We're subscribing them to the right now sequence. Now these are the sequences that you've just set up the names for. So if we click right now, and then we add a tag, Now with the tags, you're going to have to just type this in manually. So clicked right now. Okay, as I've mine already there, I don't need to do it, I can just click on it. So once you've typed it in and press enter, that tag's always going to be there then, so you can just click on it in future. Okay, so click right now. Okay, so then what we want to do is, because they have responded, we don't want them to get that 1 hour follow up, so we're going to unsubscribe them from that. So unsubscribe from sequence, 1 hour follow up. Okay, so next step, the 1 hour. If they click they want the web class in 1 hour, so it's pretty much exactly the same sort of thing. Subscribe to sequence, 1 hour, add a tag, clicked 1 hour, and then again unsubscribe them from that follow-up sequence. It doesn't really matter which order these go in, as long as they're all there. And then the next one, 4 hours, so pretty much the same again. Subscribe to sequence, 4 hours, add the tag, clicked 4 hours, and then again unsubscribe them from the 1 hour follow-up. So now this bit here is where it starts to get a bit tricky. So if you prefer to choose your own date and time, select from the calendar below. So if you just click on here and click the free keyboard input, we need to make sure that the reply type is date and time, the text on the button is calendar, and for some reason they will not let you get rid of the skip button, so it's just always there. The thing that I've found most effective is just putting a cancel there, and not many people do that, and if they do that then obviously they don't want the web class. So then what we want to do is save the response to a custom field. Now this is that where we did it in the settings and we set up a custom field for date and time. So whatever date and time they put in, it's going to be sent to that custom field. Okay, so if we click that, if it's not there, then you need to go back to your settings and just make sure you have created it. Okay, so what we want to do is, for the next step, we need to set the action for that free keyboard input. So I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. I hope you guys can see this all okay. It would benefit you a lot if you could basically use 2 screens. So here's the action there. So same again, unsubscribe from sequence, 1 hour follow up, and then add a tag. Again, you're going to need to type it in, select a specific time. Okay, so then if we click onto the message again, and just make sure that this is ticked here, continue to another step. And what that's going to do is go down to a condition, and on that condition we need to just add these in. So does the user match any of the following conditions? Okay, so we just need to change that first. Add a condition, sequence subscription is 4 hours. Okay, web class 4 hours. And then the same with the 1 hour and the right now. So sequence subscription, 1 hour, and right now. Okay, then once you've done that, it's going to go, so what this is doing is basically, if they have pressed cancel, or they've pressed, or maybe they've typed something in, if these people have not subscribed to these sequences, any of these, then it's going to go onto the next condition. If they have, so they've clicked one of them, then it's going to just ignore this whole part, just leave it at that, and they're going to be subscribed to the sequence in 4 hours or 1 hour right now. So if it is a no, then we want to see if they've put in the date and time. Basically, they've selected their own condition, basically their own date and time. So if we click on there, same again. Doesn't really matter about the top one, because there's only going to be one in there. No, it's not that one. If we go down to the bottom and we click date and time, has any value. Okay, so if they have given you a date and time, it would have sent it over to your custom field. So it's basically, this condition is seeing if there's a date and time in that custom field. Okay, so if it has got the value, then they will get this message. Great, first name. I'll send over the link for the web class on the date and time. Okay, so it will even pull in the date and time that they have chosen. And then what we want to do then is we don't want them getting that 1 hour follow-up still. So unsubscribe from the sequence, 1 hour follow-up, and add a tag. Changed web class time. So what I've done here as well is I've put in another button there. So on that we need to put that as change date and time, okay, and cancel again. And we want to send it to the date and time custom field again. So basically, if they, I don't know, if they've chosen the wrong time or they want to just change it, it's quite easy for them to do that. So if they have not put a date and time in, and they've not told you a time that they want the web class, then they will get this message. I'll need to know a date and time to be able to send over the web class that explains exactly what we do in CEO movement. Would you like to watch the web class first name? Now, if they have got a question, then they will just click that ask question, and then basically it will go onto a free input, and they will ask you the question, then you'll have to deal with that manually. If they don't want to watch the web class, then yeah, tough luck. And then we want to unsubscribe them from the sequence, 1 hour follow-up. If they do want to watch the web class, then give me a date and time. Okay, same again. We need to put the date and time in there, calendar. For that one, I'll just put not interested, so I'm not just going to keep going around in circles. Okay. So if they click not interested, it will just go back to that message. Okay. If they have given you the date and time, then we'll go to another condition. Does the user match all of the following? Again, date and time has any value. Okay, so if it's a no, then they're going to get fired the message again. If it's a yes, then it's just going to go straight back up here and it's going to tell them there the day and time and when we're going to send it over, basically. Okay, so that is it is really confusing a little bit, but you'll kind of see it makes sense when you see the flow going. So now we've done that, we just basically want to open it up and just check that all of these actions are filled in, and also the free keyboard inputs, they're filled in too. Okay. So another thing we need to check is if we go over to this message here and we just click onto that, and then you may have an invalid code here. If that is there, just cross it off, delete it out, and then if we just click these brackets here, we then need to select date and time, the custom field, and it will pull it in like that. And then also just check, yeah, that's it. And then once we've done that, we can preview the message. We always want to preview the message just in case something's not set up right. Now it should come straight through to me now. Here we go. So there's the first message. So none of these buttons will work because we've not set up these sequences and flows yet. So now what we want to do is go back to your ManyChat and basically we need to publish this flow now. So as long as all the actions, the conditions and the free keyboard inputs are filled in, it should publish okay. If it doesn't publish, then it will tell you what the error is and then you can just go back and fix that. So if we click publish and then go back to your flows, click on imports, and then the little yellow symbol will go. That basically is meaning that it's published. So now we want to do the next one, which is right now. So if we click on the right now flow, okay, so now we want to do the same again. Go back to the Google Doc, open up the right now flow, and then we just need to copy this again. I'm not too sure why the arrow's not going from there to the tag, but if it's not there when you're on yours, then just literally drag it like that and put it to the tag. Okay, so the first tag is clicked watch web class. So we add a tag, clicked watch web class. So you'll need to type it in as it's the first time you've done this. And then the second one should be the follow-up. So this is a 2-hour follow-up after the web class's link is sent. So once they've clicked on the web class, we're going to want to follow them up a couple of hours later just to see how they've gone basically. So we want to subscribe them to that. Subscribe sequence, follow-up sequence 2 hours after web class link sent. Sorry, I've got terrible man flu. So that's that one done. Well, we've just got to click on here, and you'll need to put in the replay link for your web class. If you don't know what that is, then just speak to your coach and I'll send it to you. I know everyone's is different depending on where you are in the world. So if you just literally copy and paste in there, should be good to go. And just while you do that, just open it up, just make sure it is the right link. Okay, cool. So now if we just preview that, there we go. And if we click that, it should take us straight to the web class. Yeah. And then what we want to do is publish that one. Again, make sure your actions are correct to this. Publish it, and then we'll move on to the next one, which will be 1 hour. So then if we get rid of that one, open up 1 hour. So we just basically want to do exactly the same again. Put your link in here, add the tag, clicked, watch web class, and then we want to subscribe them to our follow-up. Again, preview the message. Cool. So publish that one. Next one would be the 4 hours. So just exactly the same again. Add the tag, subscribe sequence, 2 hours. Check your websites in. Oh, delete that. Okay. And then we can preview that one. Cool. Like I say, if you want to change any of the wording here, all you have to do is, once it's published, you just click on here and you can start typing and then publish it again. Okay. So then we've gone to the next one. So we'll do the selected specific web class time. So on here, add a tag. Click watch web class. And then we'll subscribe them to 2 hours after web class link is sent. Check your link is in there, preview the message, and publish. Now the reason we don't use the same one for the right now, we have two flows, is because we want to see what the stats are like on both. So if we use the right now one for a specific time, then we're not going to see how well it's doing with the stats and who's clicking and who's watching the web class. So for the next one then would be we'll do the 1 hour follow-up. So you're going to need to open the Google Doc for 1 hour follow-up. And there's a bit more to this one, so we're going to be best to just have them side by side again. Okay, so first off we've got a condition. So now we add our tags. So right now these should already be in because you put them in on the last flow. 1 hour, 4 hours, and with the next one, the growth tool 1 landing page leads, we're going to have to come back and do that because we haven't set our growth tool up yet. So we'll come back and do that once we've set up the growth tool. So we just do the specific time and we'll leave it at that. And then basically if the person has clicked one of these, so they would have had the tag placed on them, we want to unsubscribe them from this follow-up. Okay, unsubscribe from sequence. If they have not put any of these in, then they're going to get the follow-up. They're going to get the success stories, the CEO Movement Facebook page, and then basically just ask them if they're serious or not, and if they want to unsubscribe. So if they want to unsubscribe, we just create an action, unsubscribe from bot. We don't really want people that are not interested in our audience, because the more people we have, the more we have to pay. The $10 a month, that is just for your first 500 people. So it's good to have the option there. And I'm pretty sure Facebook do want you to give them the chance to unsubscribe if they want to. Okay, so if we just scroll over to the next action. So we've got right now, subscribe sequence, right now, add a tag, clicked right now. And then same for the 1 hour, subscribe sequence, web class 1 hour. Oh. Add a tag, clicked 1 hour, and then we've got the 4 hour one. So subscribe sequence, add a tag, 4 hours. Okay, so if we just go back to the CEO success stories. Now, if you just click on here, it should come up with this, and you should have a link in the website address. If it's not there, then just go onto the Google Doc, and it's there. Same for the CEO Movement Facebook page. So just copy and paste into there. Okay, so if all the actions are filled in, we should be good to preview. So we click preview at the top, takes straight to Messenger. So just try all these buttons out. And just check that the success story is open and the Facebook page. Cool. So that one is all good. So if we publish that, and then we go back onto flows, and now we'll do the 2 hours after web class, after they've watched the web class. So we'll open the flow up again. And then the first bit would be clicked Facebook, CEO Facebook page. So we add a tag, click CEO Facebook page. And then the same with the success stories. Again, you're going to have to type them in manually. So then on here, again, we're going to have to copy and paste the links in. And then for the next action is a free keyboard input, and that one is just text. So they're going to basically tell you why they didn't want to join up. So we mark conversation as open. The next action, again, if these arrows are not going to them, just simply drag it. So that one will be add tag, clicked, web class, and then for this one we want to subscribe them to some success stories. Again, just check everything matches. And preview the message. When you preview the message, just make sure you go through every option you can, just to make sure everything sounds correct. I'm sure I can type faster than that. Okay, so that looks like it's working fine. Cool. So if we go back onto ManyChat, I'm still talking to myself. Okay, so while we're here, if we just go back to this first step, just click on the message and then click continue to another step, and then if we just drag this, create an action and subscribe to sequence, and we'll put them in on the success stories there as well. And then we're good to publish. And then back onto flows, and the last one is the success stories. So again, we need to copy and paste these into there, into the website address. Same with the CEO Facebook. And then if we just open up success stories, and then for some reason it's not showing the action box there, so we can manually create that. So if it's not there for you, then just click this little plus in the top right corner, perform action, and we can just drag that over to it. So the CEO success stories, we will add a tag, and then CEO, CEO Facebook, add a tag. Because if they click on that, then they're going to just go straight to the page. Preview that one. Check the links work. Okay, all good. So then if we're all happy with that, publish. Now what we should have is all of our flows published now. They're all ready to go. So if we go on to automation on the left, then click on sequences, and then you will find your 8 sequences that we created earlier. So if we go on to the clicked I got it one, select the button, select existing, go on to imports, and then we need to select clicked I got it flow to match up with the sequence. Select this flow, this should be green now, and then we want to schedule this to be sent immediately. Save and update, and then to turn this sequence on, which is what you need to do, is just click this little toggle here and it'll go blue. I'm not going to do that because I'm just doing this as an example for you. So make sure you click that, it's very important, and then go back onto your sequences and do the same for the rest. So if you go onto your right now this is one I've already got set up running, so I can't show you, but what you should do is just click select existing, and then go on to imports, select the right now flow, and then select the flow, and then we need to change this again immediately, and then click the blue toggle. Next one would be the 1 hour, so this one, select existing, go on to import, select the flow, and just basically assign it to it, and then we need to schedule this one to be 1 hour after they've been subscribed to that sequence. We need to make sure we put them times in there, and then again turn the toggle on. If you don't turn that on, none of it's going to work. So the next one would be 4 hours, same again, select the flow, schedule it for 4 hours, turn the toggle on. 2 hours, same again, schedule after 2 hours. And then the success stories. Now with this one, I like to send my success stories 6 hours after they've watched the web class. So if they do not respond to me after I've asked them how they got on with the web class, it will send them some success stories after 6 hours. But so that is completely up to you how you want that to be. And then again, turn it on once you've selected the flow. So if we go back to sequences, and then the selected specific time, and that one wants to be immediately, and again select the flow and enable it. So if you've got all your flows set up for all 8 and they're all turned on, that's it, we're ready to move on now. So now if we go on to the growth tools, we're going to set up our growth tool now. This is where the magic happens. So what we want to do is click on the top right corner, add new growth tool, and then it should come up with, just a minute, add the new growth tool, and you want a messenger ref URL. So then what I'm going to do is go back to mine so I can easily show you. Just delete that one. What we want to do is subscribe to the 1 hour follow-up. Okay, and then we want to set up, and what I've done is just typed in web class thank you for my link. Now this link here is what you'll send over to your coach, your funnel owner, and they will assign this to your landing page. So this is the link that they go to once they've typed in their name and email onto your landing page, and then they go to Messenger. So if we go on to edit now, we need to do like a little flow. So first off, what we want to do is create an action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work above here just so I can show you what to do. So what we need to do first is all of these actions, we want to unsubscribe them from every sequence that they've been subscribed to, and then we want to remove all the tags. Okay, so this is basically for if someone's gone through your bot and they've been subscribed to all these sequences, and then they've just left it, and then say, I don't know, a month or two later they come back and they go through again. If they've already been subscribed to a sequence, then it's basically not going to send it to them. So we want to make sure they're fresh, they've unsubscribed, and they've removed all the tags. So to create that, what we do is go onto the action, click remove tag, and then basically just remove all your tags. And unsubscribe from sequence, from all of them. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll have a long list like this. You're not going to have as many as me because I've got a few more things that I'm doing with different growth tools. So once you've got all your links in there, I'm just going to do 2 for the example. We want to send a message. Now what I've done on mine is back on the dock, so the growth tool, you just copy and paste this, or you can use your own, it's entirely up to you. Paste it in, and then what we want is a delay. Okay, so that's basically how long you're typing for, so you look like a real human. So we want 3 seconds at the top. This is entirely up to you, how long you have. 4 seconds in there, and then we want another text. Again, if you want to copy mine, it's here. Paste into there. So now we want to add a button. We want to call that I got it. Okay, so it's basically asking them to tap the button if they've got this message. So then once they've got that, we're then subscribing them to the sequence, the initial sequence, clicked I got it. So then they're going to go through to that first flow. So this is the most important bit, so this is where they're getting captured. So then if we create the action, now this is that tag that I was talking about earlier that we need to put on the condition. So growth tool 1 that's why it's not coming up because I can't spell. Still can't spell. Okay, so we want to put that one in. Just press enter and it will be there automatically in future. Then we want to unsubscribe them from the sequence, the follow-up sequence, and we want to subscribe them to the clicked I got it. So clicked I got it, landing page. So it should look like that. Okay, so once you've done all that, you should have, one thing I didn't do was, if you go back into here and just remove this. Now to get it to personalise to them and say their first name, if we just click these little brackets here, there's quite a few options in here you can use. So I just use the first name. So if that all looks good and it's the same as mine, first we need to continue to another step, perform an action, and we want to do that one, so the 1 hour follow up. So you should now have this set up as your growth tool. Now one thing we have got to make sure is this little green starting step is on here. Okay, because if it's on here, it's going to miss all this out completely and it's just literally going to start from here. So it needs to be on this action. So now that's done, make sure you've previewed it. So congrats on signing up for our 5 steps to freedom web class. Click I got it. And now we're into that flow now. So we're ready to pick a time. So if we go back onto ManyChat, and we're all good to publish that, but as I've done all this up here, I'm just going to click on here, revert to published. So you should have this set up now without a few of these, because I've got extra. So now the growth tool's all set up, we need to go back to the flow that I mentioned earlier, where we need to add the tag. So if we go back to flows on the left, click imports, it was the 1 hour follow up, and on the condition, so if you want to ever edit a flow, you basically just press this edit at the top, and then you can do whatever you want with it, and then basically just publish it again. So if you click into the condition, I'm going to add a tag. I'm going to add that growth tool tag. And another thing that I've just noticed is this should be any. Publish that. So that's the growth tool done. So if we go back onto the flows and click back onto imports, click I got it, and then we just want to also add in to this first action a remove tag, and we want to remove the growth tool tag. Just make sure it's remove tag, and then once we've done that, just press publish. So on the click I got it, you'd have remove this tag, and then on here the tag is, they should be the same basically. Now if we go on to automation, we want to make a welcome message basically. So what this is for is if someone goes onto your fan page and they go to message you, it will say get started, and then they'll click get started, and then they'll get sent this message. So to create that, all you have to do is basically add a message with this top right corner link, and then if you want to use mine, I've paste it in here. So just copy that, paste in there, get rid of this first name and put the automatic one in. And then again we want a little typing delay. Put that at the top. And that's it basically for that one. So if I just delete that, and I'll just quickly show you what this actually is. If I go on to mine, I can't because that message. I'll try my brother's page. So if I go to send message, you see this get started here. We click that. And boom, there's his welcome message. Okay, so we go back onto ManyChat, publish this, and with this one, once we've published it, we're going to have to enable it as well. So make sure we do that. So next thing then is if we go on to main menu. Now on here, this is basically a little menu down here where we can add buttons. So if they want to watch the web class, just click that and it will take them straight to the landing page. If they want to speak directly, it will just send a message to Aaron, pretty much like this. I'll be annoying him now. So to set those up, we want to edit the menu, add a button. So if I just remove this one, I'll start from scratch. So the first one then that I've got is speak directly with me basically. Okay, so what you want in here is obviously your name. Let's get some capitals in there. And then just stick a little emoji in. And then for this one, we've got watch free web class. Copy and paste that in there. Stick the laptop emoji in. And then the next one is we'll have an unsubscribe button. With a sad emoji. Okay, so if they click speak directly with Ben, we want to create a new message. And if you want to use my message, then just copy and paste it. And then we'll put a little delay in. And then publish that. And then if we go back to the menu, on the watched web class one, we want to open a website. So in here you want to put in your website address. Click done. And then on the unsubscribe button, we want to create an action and we want to unsubscribe from bot. And then I think we need to put in there just a quick message, but I don't think they're going to receive this because if they click unsubscribe, they're out of the bot, they're not going to get no more messages. So we'll just put thank you. Publish that. And now we have the three buttons. So now if we update the main menu in the top right corner, as long as they're all published, and then also make sure we enable it, what I'm going to do is revert back to my published ones. Okay, so now when people come to your messenger, if they click on these 3 lines here, there's basically a little menu now. So if they click on that one, it should go to your domain, your landing page, speak directly with your name, and then obviously unsubscribe from the bot. And then if we go back to main menu, you can see here I've had 56 people click that, 14 people have gone through and became leads, 1 unsubscribed. So it is quite effective to have that little menu there. So the next thing we need to do then is, if we go on to default reply, now basically what this is say if you send a message to someone saying when do you want the web class, and they've got the options of right now, 1 hour, 4 hours, or to select their own time. If they come back and say type something like tomorrow or in 3 hours or something like that, then your bot's not going to recognise that they've not picked something up, so then they're still going to get the 1 hour follow-up message, which if you're not available, you're not near your phone or you're sleeping, then you're not going to be able to see that. So you could be asleep and someone could have said tomorrow, and then 1 hour later they're going to get this follow-up sequence saying, oh, you're not interested. So what this does is, if we edit the flow, and I think what you will have as a template is a message and maybe an action. So the best thing to do is just hover over them and delete everything, and I'll talk you through it from the start. So once you've done that, just click the little plus in the top right corner again, and what we want to do is perform an action. So if they say something to you, then your reply to them is not a message, it is an action to unsubscribe them from all of the follow-up sequences. So no matter when they say it down the line, they're not going to get that follow-up sequence. So it's as simple as unsubscribe, from the 1 hour follow-up, the 2 hour follow-up, success stories, and you don't need to worry about the bottom one. So it's just those 3 that you need. And then once that is done, you're good to go and you can publish that one. There's no point previewing it because it's not going to do anything. So I'm just going to revert mine back to published. Okay, so I think that is nearly it. So if we just go to your settings, and then check through these. So on the Growth Tools one, you want to make sure that your link is in this authorized websites. So just make sure that you put in www. your link and without the www. And then also the Learn SEO Movement one. Just make sure they're all in there. And then if subscriber reports, if you want the email every day or weekly, that's entirely up to you. You can change that. Then your custom fields are there. If you want to, I don't know, remove some tags that you've created, that's the place to do that. And then it's just all your billing and payment terms there. So I think you're good to go now. What you need to do now is just send over that link from your growth tool to your coach if you haven't done already. So to find that, go onto your growth tool on the left, click on the growth tool 1, set up, and it's this link here. Copy it to clipboard, and then just send that over to your coach and explain that you've set up your ManyChat. But just make sure before you've done this that you have contacted your coach and made sure it's okay. And then, so another thing I just want to show you is in the audience. So in here is where all of your subscribers are going to go. So basically, if I click on me, here's all my tags from going through the growth tool, click the CEO page, click success stories, what sequences I've been subscribed to, and look, there's that date and time that I've put in. Now if someone, I don't know, manually tells you they want a different time, then you can just edit that in there. Or if you want to subscribe them to a certain sequence, then you just, again, click something here. So if someone says, can I watch the web class now? Go on, subscribe to web class right now, and it will just automatically ping it over. So if I go on to the live chat, you can speak to them from here. So if I typed in here, it will just send, and it will also show up on your Facebook Messenger on your page. And you can see what they've subscribed to, what they've unsubscribed to, what the tags are. Basically it shows up everything in here. It doesn't show up all this in the Messenger. And then also you can add little notes to their messages that are quite effective. If you ever want to delete anyone from your audience, then just search their name. So I'll delete myself. Click on the user, these little three dots here. So what I do is if I've had a sign up, I will go and find them and I'll just remove them from my ManyChat because they no longer need to be involved. They don't need any of my broadcast going to them. I'll just delete the user data. Type in delete, confirm that. Okay, so now we want to, just one final thing, go onto automation on the left, click onto rules. And basically we need to set up a rule for ManyChat to basically send the people that have selected a date and time their web class. So if we create a trigger, date and time based trigger, and we want it to go at the day of, date and time, and the field time. So whatever the user has put in is their preferred date and time. It is going to trigger whatever action we pick here. So your actions, or your subscribe to sequence, select a specific time, and another one for the 2-hour follow-up. So once you've done that, it should look like this. So at the day of, date and time picked by the user in the custom field, it's going to shoot over the web class. Now there's a few more things you can do with this. I'm probably going to put in something that an hour before the time they've chosen to basically just remind them about the web class. I think that might work quite well. So then once you've done it, just save it, activate, and that's it for that. So one more thing I'm going to show, just to show how it all works, is if I go to my growth tool, I'm just going to preview it now and show you basically how it's all working. So preview, message pops up, they click I got it, and then we'll try the calendar. So tells me I'm going to get it in 1 minute. like I say, once you come to do it, you need to check every button. Just go through everyone. Ask someone else to check as well, just to make sure it's all working fine. I mean, I don't mind checking it if you want to send me your link. There we go. Bang on the time. 4:21. Sent me the web class. Watch the web class. And then 2 hours from now, I will receive the follow-up asking me whether I watched the web class or not. And now, as I deleted myself before, I should be back in there now. So there's basically all the things I've just clicked. And I'm subscribed for the 2 hour follow-up. And there's the time that I picked. Okay guys, that is it. It should be good to go. If you do have any problems, just drop me a message. I don't mind jumping on a call if you ever need me to help. And yeah, any feedback, I'd appreciate it, because it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Happy ManyChatting.